Ian Waller and Bobby Stoll. I also quote Sean McNiff, Mildred Chabin, who visit us, and other American and British art therapists I met at the 11th Congress of the SIPE that took place in London in 1985. Later, my contacts increased, especially with Spanish-speaking art therapists. I tried to create a favorable atmosphere for the new profession and gain recognition and acceptance by other helping professions. At last, I could create the first art therapist long-term program at the Faculty of Arts at the University of Chile with different mentions: music therapy in 1999 and art therapy in 2002. The program, supported by the Faculty of Medicine, emphasized a commitment to art and a disposition to human service, acknowledged the capacity of the art processes to contribute to the welfare of human beings, allowing the development of health potentials and aiding in the improvement of quality of life. From my point of view, art therapies share common features and show differences related to specific aspects of each art, independent of diverse psychotherapeutic approaches. I tried that our art therapists avoid problems related to different theoretical approaches in psychotherapy and or competition with various related professions, emphasizing the power of creative process and the symbolic language of the arts.
Besides teaching art therapy, you have cultivated the psychology of arts and have done scientific research. Could you explain something about the subject and mention some of the key findings in relation to creativity, art, and dreams?
I have posited the psychology of the arts as one of the art of art or art science discipline that tries to give an answer to the basic questions regarding its creation and effects on human beings. I conceptualize it as the scientific processes of those who participate as creators, interpreters, and receptors in its different manifestations, both in what they hold in common and in the specifics of each one, either color, sound, poetical metaphor, dance movement, or theatrical action. When attending to an artwork, it is based on those who participate in its creation and make up its audience. Psychology of the arts is also known as a branch of psychology and a specialty of aesthetics. In all cases, training in both fields is required. This accords with what Michael Dufresne asserted in 1981 in his UNESCO publication that art issues cannot be dissociated from philosophic reflection or their scientific study. I have researched on performing artists, visual artists, creative writers, and also about creativity, visual arts, and dreams. This last investigation allowed me to confirm the hypothesis on the importance of dreams in creativity enhancement of Chilean artists as well as in high school students in whom the creativity increase was higher. Both artists and students made dream journals with oniric sketches and subsequently an artwork inspired by the recorded aspects of dreams. Artwork and dreams were associated to the creator's personal story and context. The artist appreciated the importance of dream in the process and the creative product independently to their visual strategy and their emphasis in rational or intuitive aspects of the creative process. They also acknowledge the relevance of dreams on self-awareness and personal growth in agreement with Schroeder's subsequent research on the effect of dreams on waking life creativity. The process and the artistic product of our research were presented in an art exhibition. This is the catalog, sponsored by the University of Talca in 2007. From my point of view, art can be understood in its fullest sense as a human testimony that gives shape and sense to its experience, responds to fundamental needs of existence, and is capable of revealing the expressive dynamics of people. The time will come when it may be possible to offer a general theory of art therapies based on the common elements they share, independent from the characteristics and singularities of each one of them.
What were the biggest problems you had in trying to promote your discipline?
During my clinical work at the hospital, I did not have problems in promoting art therapy. Even in the Catholic University of Chile, being head of Psychology of Art department, we had planned to create the specialty of art therapy. The breakdown of our institutions with the attendant social, political, cultural and economic changes in Chile postponed our aspirations. The development of various professions in health area, especially mental health, and the large number of universities in Chile awoke the interest of the new generation of professionals in what they believed and explored fields in Chile as art therapy. Hence, one of the hardest things for me was to form an interdisciplinary team of teachers in line with the aims of art therapy as a discipline and profession. Fortunately, we managed to form a first team. I cared that the best of our first generation of graduates could return to teaching the program, hopefully after getting a degree in the countries where art therapy were more developed. I had numerous interviews and meetings with professionals involved with the art therapy, medicine, psychology, social service, and arts to select the first team of teachers and lecturers for the course. I continued these meetings during the 2 years of training of the first generation of students, aside from the administration of the program. That was only one of my responsibilities and duties as a full professor at the University of Chile.
What advice would you give to others who want to start training or service programs?
I think, Maggie, that beyond meeting the appropriate levels of knowledge and clinical experience or academic teaching, it is essential to have a great commitment to art, the disposition to human service, continuing education, and some basic modes of ethical behavior typical of every professional in health and educational fields. It is desirable to take into account that in the health area, the leader profession, as some sociologists pointed out, is medicine, such as in education is pedagogy. That should lead us to share with medical doctors certain characteristics of professional practice and learn certain modes of communication. In any of these areas, it's necessary to bear in mind the current need for research, publication, and dissemination. Any form of therapy involves a change that must be evaluated. If medicine is currently looking for evidence and comes to rely on it, changes that produce the therapeutic use of art in all its forms and processes should be assessed and disclosed. There are several ways of doing research. It's important to do it rigorously, distinguishing the therapeutic process of art itself. Hence, the need to foster a research culture in art therapy and arts in general to know and ground the results to be obtained. Make clear, make evident what the metaphorical capacity of our great Chilean poet, Gabriela Mistral, Nobel Prize and educator, noted, that art consoles the hearts of people, fires to action, and gives sustenance to the thought.